So the book also breaks down 5 different levels of change, which I thought was really cool. So I'm going to actually break it down for you. So the first level of change is uninformed optimism. This is when we're planning. This is when we're having that vision of what we actually want. This is when we're excited because we're looking at that Lambo that we want. We're looking at that BMW, that mansion, that family, visualizing our wife, we're visualizing our kids, we're visualizing the money in our account, we're visualizing everything that we can possibly achieve, and we're excited. This is when we're like, man, this work that I'm about to put in this 12 weeks, I'm about to be popping after this. I'm about to really change my life. This is the exciting phase. This is the phase that people love to be in because they're just planning. They're a planner and they're excited. This is that first stage of change. This is before you do anything. It's uninformed optimism because you don't know what's going to happen next, but you're optimistic. And the second level of change is informed pessimism. This is when you actually find out it's a lot harder than you thought. That excitement that you had in the beginning of, man, I can't wait for my life to change, I'm about to go so hard, you realize that it's harder than you thought. It's not going to be that easy. You realize that the amount of work you've been putting in, the planning that you've done, is not good enough. And now you got to go harder. You made a plan that you wanted to go to the gym 3 times a week. And now you realize you have to go 5. You decided to cut out ice cream, to cut out cake. Now you realize that broccoli don't really taste good. Spinach don't taste good. Carrots don't taste good. All that stuff don't taste good. And you miss all those desserts that you had. You realizing that it's not as easy as you thought. And you're really close to that edge of quitting. And this is where you get to the third stage, the valley of despair. This is where most people quit. This is when you're extremely uncomfortable. Your body hurts. You're tired. You're crying. You're emotional. Because all the work you put in is not enough. And you don't feel like doing this. You don't feel like waking up every day at 4:30 to reach your goals. You don't feel like that's good. You think about you look at your old life and you realize it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad being a couch potato. I felt comfortable. I was good. I don't want to do this anymore. And you quit and you stop doing it. This is where most people stop in January when they had a goal for the end of the year. Because instead of actually having this thing down to 12 weeks, they said 12 months. And they said they'd rather choose comfort than actually accomplishing things. Is that what you're going to do? When things get tough to quit, that's the choice you have in the valley of despair. You can quit. And the crazy thing about this, most people quit right here and they go right back to uninformed optimism. Now they're excited again because they're replanning on everything they want to accomplish and all these goals. And the cycle just goes over and over and over again. They get right back to the part where they want to quit. And now they're excited again because they're back to the planning stage. You quitting, planning, never accomplishing anything. And that's a dangerous spot to be in because you're always going to be working for something, but never accomplishing anything because you're always going to quit. But if you don't quit, then you get to the informed optimism. This is when you realize that you can do it. The habit of waking up at 4:30 in the morning wasn't that bad. Working out 5 times a week wasn't that bad. Broccoli actually probably tastes good now. Spinach tastes good. You don't mind drinking water all day. All these things that you thought were super uncomfortable is now part of your everyday life. And now you're just going through these motions to make sure you get those goals and aspirations that you set out in the beginning of this 12 weeks. This is the most important time right here. This is when you actually achieve what you set out to do. You stuck it out. You passed that point of quitting and you're here. Now the only thing you have to do is finish this and get to the last level. And the last level is success and fulfillment. You did it. You achieved everything you set out to achieve. That's the beautiful thing of the 12-week year, is that you have a super small section of time to go through all those 5 levels of change. When you get to the end, you actually accomplish it, you take a break. You take like 3 days off. Let's say it's a 3-day weekend and you just chill. And now you get right back into the 12-week year. You're going to be so amazed how much stuff actually happened because you were super focused. You went past quitting and you did it.